The ANC is struggling internally and faces the threat of losing power in several key municipalities across the country. This is as a result of the party's failure to submit its councillor candidate lists before the IEC's stipulated deadline. This means the party may not contest the number of municipalities. It's not clear for now how many municipalities are affected by this, but eNCA understands in the Free State, the ANC is facing an uphill battle. 4 municipalities, including the only metro in the province, Mangaung, are set to slip from the ANC's hands. Let's get the latest from eNCA's senior reporter, Siphamandla Goge, who is in the Free State for us. Siphamandla, thank you so much for making time. There are great consequences to the ANC not submitting all the candidates' lists.
Indeed, and that simply means they will lose power in some of the wards and municipalities across the country. That's why we saw last week the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, J.C. Duarte, having that media briefing outlining that the governing party will be heading to the Electoral Court to try and seek an order whereby they will be allowed, or the IEC will be allowed, to reopen the registration process, because the ANC has missed the deadline in some of the municipalities. But they say it's not their fault. It was technical glitches from the IEC side. It seems as if they are blaming the Independent Electoral Commission in this case. Well, we know that some parties were able to submit on time without glitches. The question is, why was the ANC and some parties having some technical glitches in this case? But at the center of it all really is the ANC facing a real threat of losing power without contesting. Many people have criticized the governing party for leaving their submission till late. They are saying it's common cause that the system is bound to have technical glitches if it is under severe strain, whereby too many people are submitting at once. So here in the Free State, there are a number of municipalities that are said to be affected by this, a number of wards that are said to be affected. But the ANC is downplaying the nature and the significance of this blunder, especially in Mangaung, which is the only metro in the province, by the way. They say, well, issues are not that severe here. It's other municipalities outside Bloemfontein, including Metsimaholo and others. They are not willing to give us a total number of wards that are affected by this, except to say it's not a large number. Of course, they are downplaying that. They say they are contesting about 319 wards. They have been able to submit all their candidates. Despite these challenges, they say it was a question of capturing when it comes to ID numbers. Let's take a listen to what Pasega Nompondo had to say to us. He is, of course, the coordinator of the ANC in the Free State. Let's take a listen.
All right, so Siphamandla, I'm told that we're going to have that bite a little later, so we'll play it later. But from what you're saying, the ANC is essentially pinning their hopes then on that constitutional court judgment. If it fails in the electoral court, it will be hoping that the constitutional court grants the IEC the relief that the commission has been seeking to postpone elections, because then that will give it extra time to be making these amendments and sending the total list.
Indeed, that's the only hope they have right now. They are pinning all their hopes on that constitutional court judgment. They are hoping that it will favor the IEC. We know that the ANC has an interest in that regard, because they want the reopening of the submission of the list. If it doesn't go their way, it simply means, well, they will not be able to contest in those wards. It will not be for the first time, by the way, such a thing has happened. There is precedent in South Africa whereby, if my memory serves me well, 2011 Umzumbe municipality in KwaZulu-Natal South Coast, the IFP had a similar challenge. In 2016, if again I'm correct, the National Freedom Party was unable to meet a deadline, if I'm not mistaken, to pay. They were also unable to contest. So at the Electoral Court, the ANC is really hoping that, well, if things do not go their way, at least the Constitutional Court will rule that elections be postponed to early next year. That will give them some lifeline. But all of that is just hopes for now. Practically and realistically, they are in a serious mess. They are facing a real threat of losing power in some municipalities and wards.